So thank you very much for being here today for the start of our empowerment series for Native American families. My name is Heriberto Soto, and I work as a coordinator for family and community engagement within Student Services. And I will let Ms. Jessica Hildebrand start with our first part of the agenda. As you can share the agenda via the chat for you to access it, and then we'll continue on after that.
Thank you, Heriberto. My name is Jessica Hildebrand. I am a member of the Cherokee Nation, and I'm so grateful to see all of you joining tonight for this first community gathering for the Twin Rivers Unified School District Native American student and family community. So thank you all. As Heriberto said, this has been in the works for some time, and I'd like to begin the meeting tonight, the gathering tonight, by doing what's called a land acknowledgement. And then after that, we can get into some introductions and sharing a little bit about ourselves. So if there are no questions right now, I would like to share my screen and we can learn a little bit about the land acknowledgement. Thank you.
Sorry about that. I shared it again. The agenda.
Hello, OCO. My name is Jessica Hildebrand, proud member of the Cherokee Nation and council member of the Cherokees of the Northern Central Valley, offering a virtual land acknowledgement. Together, let us acknowledge that this gathering is taking place throughout the unceded territory of California, home to nearly 200 tribal nations. As we begin this gathering, we acknowledge and honor the original inhabitants of our various regions. A land acknowledgement is a critical step towards working with Native communities to secure meaningful partnerships and inclusion in the stewardship and protection of their cultural resources and homelands. Let's take a moment to honor these ancestral grounds that we are collectively gathered upon and support the resilience and strength that all Native people have shown statewide. I am currently speaking online from my home in Placer County, which is on the traditional and ceded territory of the Nisenan people. And with this acknowledgement, let's commit to the next steps of letting go of mission projects in 4th grade and exploring more literature from our Native people. Say out loud with me, I am on the lands of the people. Please explore the traditional lands that you are on. Wado, Jessica Hildebrand.
What is a land acknowledgement? A land acknowledgement is a formal statement that recognizes and respects the Indigenous people as traditional stewards of this land. The enduring relationship that exists between the Native people and their traditional lands. This is an act of conciliation that makes a statement recognizing the traditional lands of Native people who have called and still call the land home before and after the arrival of settlers.
Oops, sorry about that. Why do we do a land acknowledgement? Twin Rivers Unified School District recognizes the importance of the long-standing history that has brought us to reside on the lands and to seek to appreciate your place within that history. It encourages individuals to think about what it means to occupy space on Indigenous lands. It demonstrates Twin Rivers Unified School District's commitment to education of students of the Native American people within California. How do we do a land acknowledgement? At the beginning of a gathering or meeting, the presenter makes an acknowledgement. We acknowledge that we are on the traditional territory and homelands of the people. However, the way the acknowledgement is delivered matters. It should not be a formulaic recitation. A land acknowledgement is not something you just do before an event, but rather it is a reflective process in which you build mindfulness and intention before walking into whatever gathering you are having.
So it's real special to be able to have the local tribe, Nisenan people, Miwok people, and then Mountain Miwok people. And then from Southern California, you'll have intertribal bird singers, all sharing our culture and stories of atrocities, acts of genocide. And as a sitting assembly member, leading this discussion is something that we owe our ancestors and their fortitude for us to be here today. And when we sing and when we talk about things, it's more of honoring them.
Creator, we ask that you remain with our gathering tonight and give us what we need to speak our words, sing our songs, share our culture, and make our ancestors proud. To not only hear with our ears, with our minds, but more importantly with our hearts.
We're doing a cultural awareness for some of the California tribes of the state. I think we have a great opportunity to kind of showcase, some of our teachers and some of our innovators from an indigenous stand. And, I think it's very important because it's all about education. And I think we could also educate our own indigenous people, but also the people of the state and the world that don't know about California people. I don't think people really truly understand how diverse we are from the southern to the central to the northern different regions that we have.
It has a really special meaning to us because of what these songs talk about. They talk about the old ones, the migration that they took a long time ago, specific areas within Southern California, down into Mexico. And these songs talk about the beginning of life, when there was nothing, how everything was created. And there's hundreds of these songs.
And when we sing songs, songs are bringing us together, songs are telling us different stories, but it's part of who we are. And I think that's the message that we want to get out. A message of California Indian people are resilient. I'm sitting as the first California Indian elected to the state legislature. Being able to sing right here on this ground will allow me now, when we're doing some heavy debates, to be able to walk around and know that we actually have these different festivities here.
Learn the culture. You got to start somewhere. To the young ones, learn what you can. You're never too old. You're never too young to start learning your culture.
Wado, thank you for acknowledging the lands of our Native people and continuing to educate yourselves and the students within our schools. Thank you all for watching the land acknowledgement with me. Are there any questions?
No, I just say thank you for doing that.
Thank you, Gary, Mr. Robinson. Thank you so much. I appreciate that.
I just had a comment. I thought it
Yes.
was wonderful. I loved how you recorded it and gave some background. I thought that was something that could be really useful as our school leaders who are not part of Native communities try to and want to embrace land acknowledgement in our school districts. So I really appreciate the way you did it.
Thank you, Alicia. I'm happy to share that with you. As a matter of fact, I don't mind sharing that out. We'll have a way to communicate out things, and I don't have a problem sharing that out. I'm happy to share that. Does Summer have a thumb up, or is that a question? Awesome. Okay, thank you. Okay, so just touching bases back to our agenda. I believe that now would be the opportunity to begin our introductions, and we can do a short share out of who we are. And Heriberto, if I'm forgetting anything, please let me know. Yeah, I do that sometimes. And so, but yes, so we can introduce ourselves, and we can begin to create the safe and the sacred space that we can communicate together in. So that is definitely one of our intentions with this meeting tonight. So without further ado, I can introduce myself a little bit more, and then we can let the community partners and the families share. I'll be quick.
That sounds great, Jessica.
Okay, thank you, Rudy. So as I mentioned a few moments ago, my name is Jessica Hildebrand. I am a special education teacher in Twin Rivers, actually, and so I definitely have an equity focus. And I'm a white passing Cherokee, so I'm a member of the Cherokee Nation. I'm an at-large citizen, and I'm a proud Cherokee. And I did some work for Placer County Office of Education and their Native Education program. And then when I started working at Twin Rivers, I noticed there was a need here. And so I bridged over with Mr. Puente and Mrs. Hunt and Mr. Soto on working together to bring, for all of us working together to bring a program to Twin Rivers and kind of partner together and work on this, which is what we've been doing. So enough about me. We'd love to learn more about you all. So, do I have any courageous volunteers?
My name is Julia Hoaglen. I am a first grade teacher for Twin Rivers at Hazel Strow. And also my daughter attends, and I am Portuguese, but my husband is Wailaki. So my children are Native American, and they do a lot within their culture. So I like to be involved with the school setting just because I know there's a difference in the history that's being taught at school and what my children are learning at home. And I want to make sure that I do everything I can to kind of be in that education process. And a lot of times it's just teachers not being educated in the real history, that lack of education. So I like to bridge that gap if at all available. Thank you.
Thank you, Julia. Appreciate you sharing.
I just want to jump in and say, welcome, Jessica. When I was on the board, we didn't have anybody in the district office that was dedicated to this, and I had to be an advocate, and Rudy was our main go-to person for Indian families. I have sitting next to me our daughter River. There you go. She is. Go ahead, introduce. Say your tribe.
I'm Lakota, Cherokee, and Choctaw, and I'm a junior at Rio Linda High School.
And we also, and my wife Tammy is Lakota. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Kawamoto. Appreciate you sharing and joining us.
Hello, my name is Tona Miranda. I'm from the community. My daughter is a 6th grader at Castoria Elementary School. Her name is Lozan. She is Cheyenne River Sioux from her father's side and Yaqui from my side. I am happy to finally see something like this come together. And I'm also happy that there's so many participants, and maybe we can also reach out to other people that we know, parents, even if it's an older sibling of a student, reach out and also encourage them to attend to the next meeting. Thank you. I look forward to talking with you all and to seeing where this will go.
Thank you so much for sharing. We're excited too. And I appreciate that suggestion. I think that's a great suggestion.
Estem,
Jump in
y'all.
here. Oh, good.
Estem, my name is Vanessa Escovedo. I'm a professor at Chico State. I work with the Snakehead Group, the Sacramento Native American Collaborative, and many other community things. Apologize, I'm in the car right now. I'm not driving, but my daughter is in Twin Rivers as well. I want to know, I guess, we're Nora Wintu, Hoopa, and Pomo. And I guess I just want to know how we're going to center California Native voices in this effort, because we're on California land. We're on, specifically in Sacramento, Maidu, Nisenan, and Miwok lands. And we're constantly being erased. I constantly am bringing it up in my daughter's schooling, and how we're going to center California Native voices here is where I want to really point out. But I really appreciate y'all doing this. It's definitely needed. And I'm very excited to work with you all. So thank you.
Thank you, Vanessa, for sharing, being here tonight. And I'm taking some notes on your feedback, and we will definitely be looking at that at it from a deeper lens and doing some work in that area. So thank you for that. Okay.
Hi.
Oh, go ahead, Mrs. Sanchez. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Laura Sanchez. My daughter is in at Hazel Strout Elementary. She's been there since TK. She's in 6th grade. I am Standing Rock Sioux and Blackfeet Indian, and her dad is Mexican. So I'm excited. Her dad is also. And thank you, Sochi, for letting me know about this. I was getting the text and I didn't realize what they were from. So sorry about that. Anyway, so thank you for doing this.
Thank you for coming, and thank you for sharing that information.
Oh, Dosha, Marashi, Mercy Hits, Miharatsu Wiots. My name is Mercy Medicine Crow, and I'm enrolled in the 3 affiliate tribes of North Dakota. I'm also a Washoe and Paiute. I'm a senior at Grant, and I just like to thank you guys for holding this event. So, this is my mom to my left, and my oldest sister to my right.
Dosha, Rashi, Sarah Heads. Hi, my name is Sarah. I'm enrolled in the 3 affiliate tribes of North Dakota. I'm also Washoe from Woodfords, California, and Paiute from Shores, Nevada. I just recently graduated from UC Berkeley in Native American Studies.
You went to Grant.
Oh yeah, and I went to Grant High School, so I'm alumni.
Hi, new Rhonda Medicine Crow Mina E. New Agaya Dakota, new Agaya Gaiwe. Hi, I'm Rhonda Medicine Crow. I'm both their moms, but I'm enrolled in the Walk River Paiute tribe of Shores, Nevada. So yeah, and I have 4 kids, and all of them went to Grant. 3 of them graduated, and Mercy is our last one there. And their dad's here with us too.
Go Raiders.
Oh my goodness.
Dosha, Bo Medicine Crow.
And he's enrolled in North Dakota as well. That's where my kids are enrolled. So
thank you all for joining us, and thank you for sharing about your tribal affiliation and your family. Thank you. I'm so happy and thrilled with this outcome that I feel like I'm grinning so heavy duty, and I'm like almost tearing up. So please, who's next? I'm enjoying learning about everyone.
I can go if that's okay.
Please, Christina.
Hi everyone. I'm Christina Prairie Chicken Narvez. I am Oglala Lakota. I have 2 students in Twin Rivers. I have a TK student at Las Palmas and a kindergarten student at Babcock Elementary. I also work in the Sacramento City Unified School District and manage the Indian education program over there as well. So I'm happy to be here, and thank you, Jessica. I know that you had contacted me. I don't know, was it maybe a year ago? But I know that you've been plugging away at this project, at this for a while. So thank you for continuing the work, and I'm excited to be here.
Thank you, Christina. Appreciate it. And yes, it's been a few years, I want to say, because but we've definitely been in contact, because I was trying to reach out and, just kind of find out what, how we could make this a reality for Twin Rivers. So it's been a process, but it's finally the fruits of our labor. So thank you, Christina. Nia, would you like to share a little bit about yourself?
Sure.
Welcome again.
Osio, Ulistia Daguaroania. My name is Nia. I am Gadua, enrolled member of the Cherokee Nation. I am Yuchi. We're still fighting for federal recognition. And my mother is from San Juan de los Lagos, Mexico. I am the Director of Education at Wilton Rancheria, and I'm happy to be here.
Thank you for joining us. We're honored to have you here and representing the Wilton Rancheria. So thank you. And also Cherokee. Thank you. All right.
Hi, everybody. My name is Danielle Allen. I'm currently serving as the outreach. Oh, did I?
Nope, you're fine. Go right ahead.
Okay. I'm currently serving as the Outreach and Engagement Coordinator for the Sacramento Native American Health Center. I'm Pomo, Mountain Maidu, and Paiute from Susanville. I'm a member of the Susanville Indian Rancheria, born and raised. I thank you all for being here tonight. Prior to coming on with SNAC, I actually worked for the Sacramento City Unified School District. I was a program manager in the after school space. So just being able to see how this has come about and how it's developing, like it makes my heart feel so good knowing that this is going to be available to our Native families and our children. So thank you for having me here tonight.
The mic's off. The mic's back on.
Thank you, Danielle. We appreciate it. And we appreciate you being here on behalf of SNAC, because that is a resource to families, our Native families, and especially in this community. So thank you for being here.
I'll go next.
Great, Josh. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Joshua Hoaglen. I'm the program educator for Elk Grove Native American Education in the Elk Grove Unified School District. I'm Concal Wailaki Amono from the Round Valley Indian Reservation, and I have a first grader at Hazel Strock Elementary, and my wife is a teacher there at that school also as well. And it's an honor to be here. Thank you for inviting me, and I look forward to working with you guys and doing some fun stuff together. All my relations owe.
Thank you, Josh. Thank you for being here.
I don't mind following Josh. I'm Alicia Canning. I'm a program specialist in learning support services in Elk Grove Unified, and I have the pleasure of working with our Native American education program and with Josh. It's so good to see so many of our partners here, and so exciting to see your work come to fruition, Jessica. So amazing turnout. So good to see all of these faces creating community. Thank you for inviting us.
Oh.
Thank you, Alicia. Did you have something to share, say also, Josh? Okay, just making sure. I want to mention that Alicia and Josh from the Elk Grove Native American Education Program have been hugely instrumental in helping to share their framework with me and Twin Rivers, their grant framework, their parent advisory community framework, just things that are that will really help expedite this process for our Native students in Twin Rivers. So I just want to really thank you, Alicia and Josh, for being so instrumental in helping me along the way. And I apologize, I have probably sent you too many emails, but it's for a really good cause, and and we're here tonight, and this is the proof of it. So thank you.
Oh.
Who is next?
I'm having trouble hearing you guys.
Is this Lindsay Steinbrecher?
Yeah.
Hi, Lindsay.
I don't know, like our reception is like not good right now.
No problem.
Can you see me?
We cannot see you, or I cannot see you, but we're glad you're here.
Hold on, let me try to fix it.
Okay, no problem. Just let us know when you would like to introduce yourself. We're happy to have you do that.
Can you see me now?
Yes. Hello, Lindsay.
Okay, I'm Lindsay Steinbrecher. My kids. Both of them they're native. They're Pima from Gila River in Arizona, and they're both students of, this is Hildebrand. There's Kylie right there.
Hi, Kylie. Yes, thank you for coming.
I'm so excited about this. I'm speechless about it, you know. Like, it's amazing, you know, like when this first got started, there was nothing for this school district. And now, you know, I'm just so I'm so excited for what's gonna be here now, and you know, like making history.
Thank you, Lindsay. We're very excited too, and to see how the program will hopefully evolve and what educational and cultural resources we can bring to students like Kylie and Garrett and the other students that we've met this evening with the families that are joining us here. So thank you so much. Welcome. Who's next? Mr. Robinson, Gary, did you have a chance to already introduce yourself?
No, I haven't. Thank you. I will do that. Appreciate that. I'm Gary Robinson. I'm an Indigenous author and filmmaker of Cherokee and Choctaw descent. And I've been working with tribal communities in Oklahoma, New Mexico, Washington State, and California for 4 decades, producing documentary and educational films. And in the last 10 years, done more writing. And this is a little postcard I produced that shows the covers of some of the Native books I've written. This includes everything from children's Native American Night Before Christmas picture book with Cherokee artist Jesse Hummingbird, and includes 8 Native teen novels that feature Native teen main characters who go on adventures and get reacquainted with their tribal cultures. And then most recently, and what I'm sure I'd like to share with you more, is a series of historical novels I've created called Lands of Our Ancestors. And these, through a set of characters, a Chumash family, we see the history of California from a Native American perspective. And the idea is to replace the mission unit with something that presents a Native perspective. And you might ask why the Chumash family? Well, I'm coming to you from the Somala Chumash Reservation in Central California, where I've lived for 17 years. My wife is a member of the Chumash tribe. I'm indigenous tribal descent, but I'm not an enrolled member of any tribe. But that's my work and my passion, and I've always gone where I saw a need and I tried to fill it. I'd be happy to send any of you information about the materials and reviews and endorsements, and invite a dialogue. And I'm happy and honored to be here with you. And I hope you'll go to Dr. Rose Barunda next, because thanks to her, I've kind of gotten more involved with what you guys are doing. And Mitch, thanks, Mitch.
Thank you so much, Gary. We appreciate that. And you also appreciate you reaching out to the district and sending that email. And I look forward to getting that information from you to share, and also to further communicating with you on your culturally relevant literature.
Thank you.
So that's very exciting and sounds very promising. Thank you. And then you suggested Rose would be the next person to introduce herself. And hello, Rose. Thank you for coming. Would you mind?
No, not at all. Thank you for inviting me here. I see a Gregory there who we love her dearly. We miss her dearly on the Sac State campus. I see Mitch there, who is a doctoral candidate in our EDD program. In short, I'm Purepecha. Our ancestral stories tell us that we are from the Four Corners region. And when the ice started to melt and the water receded, It's sort of like the flight from the urban areas into the suburbs, and we ended up in Guanajuato. When we talk about the fourth grade missions, the people who came up that way, they did quite a number on my tribe as well. So with the opportunity of working with the California Indian Curriculum Coalition, who Greg Castro, who we call our fearless leader, he was unable to join us tonight. He's busy with other parts of the state right now as well. But looking at how we infuse California Indian vetted curriculum in throughout K through 12. And replacing the mission project, which I heard someone discuss earlier. So with that, and myself as a professor at Sac State, and I'm housed within a doctoral program right now and the associate director, I've been able to work with people throughout the state, looking at what California Indian vetted curriculum we have and promoting the adoption of that curriculum. I've had the privilege of working with Mr. Robinson there, and it was one of the greatest joys I had was of seeing Mr. Robinson, and I see Mitch, and I think, is that Leticia I see there? I took my glasses off. Hi there. With 80 and something fourth graders asking questions of this author and learning about what transpired during that era, so that it's not that we don't talk about the missions, but we talk about them truthfully and speak truth to children, all children. So my goal is to look at how we get this curriculum into all classrooms for all children, so that they learn the truth and stop learning a very Eurocentric and capitalistic exploitive model. That is what many of us in my generation learned. So every year I look to the teacher education pipeline at Sac State, making sure they have access to the curriculum that we have on our website and promoting that curriculum in every way possible. So we've acted as a resource and looking at how we can work with other tribes within California who don't have maybe a curriculum already written, that what we can do to help create that, recognizing that there are stories to be told, stories that can't be shared, but nonetheless it needs to come from the communities themselves. So so my role as a professor is just how we make that happen. So thank you for your work here that you're doing, and in any way that we could be a resource for you, Jessica, as you go forward. We're on the ready at Sac State. Nia can attest to that.
That's wonderful, Rose. And I appreciate all that valuable insight you share. I also want to mention that Rose did a presentation at one of our schools. I'm blanking the name of the school site, but it was a third grade classroom, I believe, related to the culturally relevant and truthful curriculum. And was that back in September, Rose?
Was it with the Mitchell and Letitia's classes?
Yes.
Because I did show up. I showed up briefly.
Yes,
but I was there. Yeah. No, Gary was the star of that. I was just there as a very a grateful observer.
Okay, great. Well, and thank you, Gary, for coming to our school and actually doing that, for putting that small presentation on.
Virtual.
It might have been virtual, but nonetheless, coming virtually or coming physically. But thank you for sharing that with our students, and thank you, Rose.
Okay.
Mitch, would you like to introduce yourself next?
Well, that'd be great. Thank you so much. I appreciate it, Jessica. Thank you, Rudy. Thank you, Tiffany. Thank you, everybody, for coming here today. I was just coincidentally, I got to say, this Zoom thing's been really challenging for all of us, but there have been some nice things in it. One of the nice things is that we can get together from all different parts of the state at the same time and see each other. So I'm thankful for this opportunity. I've been really looking at this for a few years, and I got to know Dr. Miranda with our studies at Sac State, and I heard that she had come across, or she was working on a curriculum for Indian history, and there was a coalition. And so when I heard about this great work, and then I had the great pleasure of actually getting to know Gary, I said, hey, let's do this. And I presented the curriculum to our middle schoolers, 80 of them. But originally I started this quest when we were at Castori. And so I think all of us have been searching for some really good material, and Gary's presented it. We've read it. My children have read it, all ages from 4th grade all the way up in through high school. It's just very rich, and I think it's a great start. Definitely, it's already been adopted in other districts. And so I've already said enough, but thank you so much, everyone, for being here.
Thanks, Mitch.
Thank you, Mitch. I really appreciate you joining us, and just also you bridging me with Mr. Robinson and Rose. So thank you for that. Who else? Who else have we not heard from? There's such a great turnout. I feel like we're missing people, and I would love to hear from everyone. Does anyone else want to introduce themselves? You don't have to either. It's totally optional.
Hi, Jess. Oh, wait.
Sorry, I was trying to be brave for a second.
No, please go ahead.
My name's Georgiana Laverne. I'm from the Bay Area originally. I have 3 children enrolled in Twin Rivers. One is autistic and he's in pre-K at Vineland. And I have a 5th grader and a 6th grader. I had a couple concerns about, what they were teaching my kids about Thanksgiving. So I got the text messages and I thought, well, what better time than now to voice them if I ever get the chance, so that's why I'm here. And I didn't know so many people were going to be here. And I also didn't know it was going to be ran by other Indigenous people. So I'm really happy about that. So, oh, and I'm Hopi from the second Mesa Missionabee, and I'm also Gila River Pima too. Thank you guys.
Thank you so much for sharing the information, and also the gratitude for mentioning that there's a Native affiliated person involved with the program. So thank you for being here. Let's see. I believe that. Go ahead. Is there
Hi, I'm Risley Garcia. I'm a high school counselor, and thank you so much for this. I really appreciate it. I just wanted to join to find ways to support our Native American students and families. So I'm excited about this. So thank you.
Thank you, Rosalie. We look forward to having you participate in more of our Native American empowerment meetings. So,
Good evening, everyone. I'm Mike Patterson. I'm on the board of directors for the California Teachers Association, and I'm actually Jessica's mentor in our EMEID program, and one of her goals is to get the Native program started at Twin Rivers, and she really doesn't need much mentorship if you know her. She is a fantastically capable, proud Cherokee, and so I am just here to support her and to listen and learn, and I am so impressed with the group of people that Jessica has put together for tonight's meeting. So thank you for having me.
thank you, Mr. Patterson, for dropping in and supporting me and supporting this project that's come to fruition. Thank you. I'm gonna scroll over to the next screen because we actually have like 2 full pages of Zoom. Actually, there's quite a few people on the meeting, so it's great making sure I don't forget anyone. Is there anyone else that would like to share a little bit about themselves? Again, it's completely optional based on your comfort level. Please, Leticia.
Yeah, I can go ahead and go. My name is Leticia Kiwan. I am a 6th grade teacher. My partner teacher over there, Mitch Kiwan. I focus on, well, we as a team focus on making culturally relevant curriculum. I've been working on this for a while. And so we're really excited about this and getting started so we can make changes, not only in our community, but just statewide. Thank you for having me though.
Thank you, Leticia. We appreciate you joining us, and thank you for thank you also for, you said you're an educator?
Yeah, sorry about that.
Okay, I thought I caught that.
I'm at Madison, and we've had the pleasure of having Gary present to our our students. And it was just such an amazing experience for them to be able to talk to an author, but also just learn about the culture. And so that's really important that we continue to incorporate our history in our studies, because it's been pushed to the side. So we're trying to get into the forefront. And so we're excited about being here.
Absolutely. We share in that excitement, and I also share in that intention of working towards having that accurate representation of history, and not the more of the whitewashed kind of representation that we are familiar with. So thank you, Leticia. Who else?
Hello.
Yes.
Hi, my name is Maria Anja. I'm a grandmother. My children, my grandchildren, all three of them went to Twin Rivers, and right now I have my granddaughter in 6th grade, and also teach the mindfulness traditional artistic dance after school program. Well, I haven't started this year, but at Twin Rivers, and I'm teaching Mecca for me, and what I teach the mindfulness, like I said, in the dancing, and it's been very, very helpful to the children. And during right now the pandemic, you know, I would did some sessions with them on mindfulness and breathing, and so it's been great, and it's great seeing all of you here, and that this is taking place. And I hope that we, you know, embrace all of our indigenous cultures and different ways, and this is really exciting. So Tlazo Kamali. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for sharing that. Thank you for being here. Who is next?
Hello, yes, my name is Tona. I am the Associate Director at American River College Native American Resource Center. But aside from that, I'm Blackfoot and Yaqui, and I'm third generation here in North Sacramento, here in Del Paso Heights. My family has been here for over 45 years and going strong. And I think I'm really excited to see this program. I am a product of Twin Rivers, North Sacramento School District, Grant High School District, family that went to Nordy High. And so to see this evolving and to see what this is really beautiful. What I'm really interested in to see how we can incorporate more of our local generational families that we have here, Indigenous families, because I think it's wonderful that we have partnerships here on, but to have our actual generational families that have been here in the community and that have gone through the system here at Twin Rivers would be impeccable. And so I look forward for that for the next meeting, and to see what outreach will look like for that, to really get in with the community and to see what that would be for everybody. So thank you all for holding this space for us, and I look forward to what's next. Thank you.
Thank you. I appreciate you sharing that insight on something that is important to you and interests you in the direction of the way this program could go. And I definitely took note of it, and we will be exploring that and having more discussion on that. So thank you. Who is next? I'm having a great time getting to know everyone that's joined us tonight. And if we don't have any more courageous participants that want to introduce themselves, that's fine. If anyone wants to interrupt me and when they feel comfortable and they want to, please feel free. I don't mind at all. I just want you, if you're comfortable, please do. But if we don't have anyone else that would like to introduce themselves at this time, we would like to defer to the agenda and just go into a little bit about why we are doing this. Aside from the need being there and discovering that we didn't have this program at our district yet, but what our intentions are. So, Heriberto, how am I doing here on timing and things?
No, definitely. So we want to appreciate, as far as creating a space in order to make it more of a community gathering, to hear the pride and the expertise and the knowledge and the information and of creating this program within the district. And we appreciate many of your voices in sharing that and communicating, and all that many of you have worked in order to support our programs here within the district. As far as the purpose, then here, primarily we see it as three different parts. One is to create an open space and hear what those needs of our families would be. The second part would be to hear the experiences from our community partners and our neighboring school districts, which have rich and bountiful programs within the Elk Grove and Sac City Unified programs. And in some ways, they'll be sharing information with you, and hopefully those are the type of programs you want to aspire and create. And obviously, the third part is to create a group of families that would be interested in participating and creating or helping us with submitting a grant in order to create a Native American education program, which is, in that case, is what the support from Ms. Tiffany Hunt and Ms. Jessica and myself will do to help carry the voices of many of our families here present today and community partners as well. I want to acknowledge Mr. Puente, who is our Director for Student Services, and I will let him speak.
Thank you, Mr. Soto. I just want to say that I am extremely grateful for everyone who showed up to this evening's meeting. And I will, I'm going to put it out there. This meeting would definitely not have happened and gone off so well if it weren't for the support of Jessica in helping us to coordinate today. She did an excellent job with our video. I couldn't think of a better way to kick off this meeting. So thank you, Jessica, for starting that out and getting us going here tonight. In addition to that, Heriberto Soto and Tiffany Hunt have been a really big part of helping to support this process. And I've been taking some notes during this meeting, and there were some really strong things that struck me that from a district perspective that we want to support in order to help make sure that this program gets off the ground and that we build it as a destination program. And so right away, I think one of the comments that I saw in the video was you've got to start somewhere. The other one is you are never too young to learn your culture. I also heard to build a strong program that supports Native American students. And then the other piece is voice and truth. I think Ms. Rosa talked a lot about that. And I would say that if in order for us to really get this program off the ground, we have to hear the voice of our Native families, and we have to hear their truth so that we can start adjusting to what their needs are, and so that we can better educate our Native students within our program. So I look forward to working with you. While it is set up as a series of 3 meetings, it's going to be more than that. And again, I'm truly excited about this. And with that, I'm going to hand it back over to Mr. Soto.
And with that, I'll hand it off to Ms. Hildebrand.
All right. Thank you, Rudy. Thank you, Mr. Puente. And I want to mention that we have a little bit more we want to share here, but to respond to that gratitude, I want to say that, I do have a lot of passion, and I felt really passionate about getting this program going, but I couldn't have done any of it without the support of Rudy and Heriberto and Tiffany. So I want to make that very, very clear. And Mr. Puente Rudy is kind of like the gatekeeper at our district. So he's the director. So, his support was very essential. And I thank you. And I thank you, Heriberto and Tiffany, for your labor. One thing I want to mention is the intention that Twin Rivers has to develop a Indian education grant formula application to actually create a true Native American educational program for Twin Rivers. So we want to be clear about that intention, and we'll provide more information about that in some follow-up emails. But that is one of our intentions, and that is having a parent advisory committee or an Indian parent committee group is part of the grant process. And I am still learning about the grant, so I don't want to misspeak about it. Tiffany has been a huge resource on helping with the grant. And so, but I do want to mention that that's the direction that we want to go. And that group is potentially the voice, as Rose said, of our Native American student families. So in addition to any type of cultural or educational related events that we're hoping to bring forward to our Twin Rivers Unified School District families, the Native American Parent Committee is also in the forefront that we're hoping to establish. So Tiffany, am I missing anything or forgetting anything?
Oh, hi there. No, hi everyone. I didn't want to, hi there. I didn't want to take up more space, so I did my introduction in the chat box, but now I have a little opportunity. So good evening. My name is Tiffany Hunt. I am a counselor and also the foster youth liaison for our district, and I work in student services alongside Edilberto and Rudy and Jessica. And I am one of the members of the team building this resources for you and our Native families. So I really appreciate you being here. I'm so excited. I did a little bit of work a handful of years ago trying to put feelers out regarding the Native programs in the surrounding districts. So it's really nice to see the support that we have here with some of the other districts supporting us and supporting Jessica. That's kind of taken the lead on all this, and you're doing a phenomenal job. I think that you have the reins and you have the knowledge, and no, you are on it. So we really appreciate you, Jessica, and I think we're on our way.
Thank you, Tiffany. I appreciate that. And I just want to be clear that my child, I don't live in Twin Rivers. So unfortunately, my intention isn't to be on the parent advisory committee or whatever we may determine as far as the name for our Indian parent group. My child doesn't attend in Twin Rivers, but I am very committed and passionate to seeing this effort through and making this a long-standing program for our Native families in Twin Rivers. And it also ties in, just to share a little bit about me, it ties in with my own cultural heritage, because being a white passing Cherokee, there was always, from my experience, there was always it was always questionable about whether or not I was Native. And so my family always impressed upon me how you really have to make it clear and make it known and stand up for your Native heritage and your Native culture, even if you don't look Native. And so I'm really passionate about seeing it to it that our students have equity, and that's also part of my role as a special educator. But I am very excited to share something with you guys. And this is coming from Elk Grove Unified School District, who again, Josh Hoaglen is here with us, and he's the Native program educator, and then Alicia Canning. But Josh, their program for their Native American students is quite developed. It's been a really resourceful model to look to and glean information from. Josh has put together a small slideshow on some of their cultural experiences and opportunities that they've provided their students in Elk Grove. And he would like to share that with us, and I would like to see that and share it all with you. So if Heriberto can please make Josh the co-host, and then we can allow Josh to share. And I want to real quick mention too that me and Tiffany and I, we have been out, and we were doing this prior to COVID, but we continued on in light of COVID as well. But we actually went out and met with surrounding districts to consult with them. And so Elk Grove Unified, in that consulting and exploring, the different resources within the surrounding districts, we've discovered that Elk Grove Unified has kind of made like a bridge with some of the other school districts to expedite and, I guess, share some cultural offerings to surrounding school districts. So Josh can maybe tell us a little more about that, but we'll go ahead and let you share your slides, and then we will do a time check and see where we're at with time, and most likely bring the meeting to a close. This has been a great introductory meeting. So, but without further ado, Josh, please.
Okay, thank you, Jessica.
Thank you.
Hi, again, I'm Joshua Hoaglen. I'm the program educator for Native American education in Elk Grove. These are just a couple pictures I put together to kind of share some experiences with our students that we had in the year before, the pandemic kind of shut us all down. This is us at the Wilton Rancheria Trunk or Treat. We decorate our vehicles and take them down there. We've been a part of it every year that I've been here at my job. It's really fun for our students. The families decorate vehicles. Last year, I think we had 2 families bring vehicles as well. The students volunteer. We had students that were volunteering they were running booths and games, and they help with cleanup after the event. And, it's a really good time for us to be out and be part of the community, And I really like it. It's a lot of fun with the kids. And again, as with Wilton Rancheria, so we partner with them as much as we can. We always have fun whenever we partner with their organization. Here, this is one of our students during our drum making class. We spent the day learning about the drum teachings and making drums. For this project, the students had to learn to work with wood and water, and they had to soak the rawhide. And during these projects, we encourage them to talk to the materials and speak to them in their own way, whether they speak the words out loud or they just they concentrate on them and speak from the spirit and make a connection with the materials. So that way, when they form a drum, they've already bonded together as one, and then the drum will be a spiritual tool, for protection, to say blessings or offerings, and that's really important. That the kids understand that, and as we do these things together, we taught them a song, and we gave them guidelines and certain rules that were given to us when we got our drums and things like that, and to be able to strengthen that relationship between them and their musical instruments. This was during our spring break classes. When we get our week off for spring break last year, we had like 4 days of program for each day for the students to come. This is a picture of some of our students. We took a trip to the UC Santa Cruz Arboretum, and we went to the Marine Discovery Museum down there too. And we had a lot of fun down there. And this was all to go along with, we got a garden at one of our school sites, and then we were putting plants in the ground and growing a lot of different plants from seeds. And we're spending a lot of time out there working. So we wanted to go to the Arboretum, and that's what we were striving to make our garden like, to have butterflies and hummingbirds and attract those kinds of things, not only grow food and flowers, but attract the wildlife as well. But this is our crew. We had a lot of fun. We rented a charter bus and we went down there for the day, and we had a really good time. And all these kids, they're all from different schools, and they only know their main source of knowing each other is through our program. So that I really like that. This is the students again. Some of our students again for the Sacramento Republic, for the Native American Day. We got invited out there. They took part in before the game, a parade. And, we helped with the opening prayer and then the halftime ceremony as well, with some of our students went out and danced. And, we have a lot of fun. I like these events because it really makes our students feel special and proud to be Native American. Some of the things you guys were mentioning earlier about wanting a program because the history's not taught right, or we teach different in our home than the schools teach. This is an opportunity for our kids to be out in the community and be proud and smile and feel special, like they are somebody. Too many of us come from Native American homes. We don't feel that specialness, that we don't feel that value that we need to feel every single day. So me, as far as the program, I feel like we have to provide that for them every time we come in contact with them. And we had a lot of fun out here. I want to say Sac Republic rolled out the red carpet for us. It was really good. A memory I'll definitely carry with me. This is a couple of our younger ones. This is my daughter in the blue shirt there. She's wearing her uniform for Hazel Strow. I guess I said it wrong earlier. She's a Twin Rivers student, but obviously I run the program in Elk Grove, so she's very involved in our classes as well. This is a mural that we painted. We have a mural hanging in the stairwell of our district office on the way up to our room, learning support services. You can see it. And it's really big. The students painted one years ago, but then all the students graduated and moved on, and it's been a couple of years. So we were asked to replace it with another one, you know, and I think that's to me, that's awesome, because the kids really like coming in to the office and they see their work right there hanging in the building, you know. And I get so many compliments on anybody traveling through the stairwell, or if they're coming to see us, or maybe not even coming to see us, they'll just say, who did that mural, you know. And they give us a lot of compliments on it. And you know, the lady in the middle, she's an artist. She's an auntie to the young man in the black shirt, and she helped us. She guided the students on what to paint and where to paint, and brought it all together for us. That was a big project that we all worked on that we're very proud of. That's hanging in the Robert L. Trigg building. This is a picture of the finished mural. And this is a picture of the young man who decided to be our model for us. That's him in the middle. And he is extremely proud that he has his picture hanging in the building. And, you know, it's all the kids, you can see their little signatures around the side. They've all signed it. And, you know, that's, I think that's just what it's all about, you know. They have something to look forward every time they come into our building, you know. So now that building feels like it's their home. They don't have anything to fear about being in our building. They don't have to feel like they're walking into a principal's office, or, you know, they don't belong. They know that building is their home as well. And that's very important. Here's our students for our spring gathering, where we honor our graduates every year. The graduates all get necklaces and certificates, and our parent advisory committee hands out the certificates, and we do a big ceremony. And at some point in the night, our students, they all get up with, they sing a song. They honor the graduates with a song. Here they're using their clapper sticks. Clapper sticks are traditional instruments for some of our California tribes. And we built it. We helped them make their clapper sticks. Again, we talked to them about building a relationship with them, taking care of them properly, and explain to them how you take care of these clappers, and they'll take care of you in your time of need, as far as offering prayers for your family, yourself, and your loved ones. But here they are. They're singing a song, and this is always a good part of the year, because you know, when they get up in front of everybody wants to act like they're nervous, like they don't want to be up there, or, you know, they're just, you know how it is. You're in front of a group of people, now you're asked to sing at that, you know. But I like it because they all play that game. They don't want to do it, or they're shy. Then when they get up there, you can see a couple of them are smiling, laughing. They got they're making their little jokes with each other, you know, and it's like their own little clique, you know. And you know, that's so that's something I look forward to every year. We have a lot of fun with that at our spring gathering. That's all the pictures that I have that I put together. I wanted to make it short, but you know, I just wanted to kind of add to that. You know, those are the things that we did before the pandemic kind of shut everything down and put us in distance learning. But we still continue to run program today. I'm making necklace kits right now. For our class tomorrow night, we're going to make pine nut necklaces, and I'm going to have the students and families express on what they're thankful for. You know, we're going to talk about Thanksgiving in our native ways. You know, what does it mean to us as Native Americans? And remind them to be thankful. And again, they're going to build a relationship with the beads and the pine nuts. And those, when they put them around their neck, they're going to talk to them while they're making them. When they put them around their neck, it's going to offer them protection when they walk into this world, you know. And they understand that we've made necklaces before, but we're going to make them again. So we're still running our culture classes every Thursday night. We usually do about an hour and a half on Zoom. Sometimes they go longer. You know, we're having fun and playing games. But we run our cultural program. We also offer, we're doing a motherhood, fatherhood as sacred teachings for the parents and the families, because sometimes parents need support during these times too, stressful times. And, you know, and for those of you that don't know what motherhood and fatherhood is, it's a program that I'm a product of that. So I believe in it. It's implementing your traditional teachings into, you know, like your modern family, like your modern day life now. You know, and getting to know your culture and understanding what that means and what that is, you know, and taking some of those teachings our ancestors lived by in the old days and implementing into our lives now, and being good parents. The motto is happy and safe families is what we strive for, you know, and that's the goal for everybody who goes to that program. I'm also doing a teen talking circle every Mondays. I call it a teen talking circle. It's a place where we gather and we talk about issues. I usually let the teens pick the topics, but it's just a place mainly I can keep in touch with the teens. You know, they're getting their tutoring services. Do they need any extra help in school? Is there anything going on that I could help with? You know, and just kind of be there support for them, because you know, the parents are stressing during these times, it's got to be hard on the kids. You know, they know less about what's going on than us, you know, and they got schoolwork and everything on top of it, and the school hasn't let up. They still got the same demand, you know, of homework and projects and, you know, graduating high school. So I just want to share that stuff with you guys. You know, they're highlights from our program, what we do. And, you know, I'm really looking forward to you guys getting your program off the ground. If there's anything I can do to help or support you guys, you know, I'm here now as a program educator from Elk Grove, talking to you guys, but I look forward to being helping as a parent. You know, like I said, my daughter's in your district. My wife is a teacher in your district, and you know, I'm really excited that my daughter will have an opportunity to be a part of her own, you know, to have Native education classes with her own friends at her own school. You know, my kids get to come to Native Ed with the friends they see at their schools. My boys do, you know, but my daughter, when she comes, she knows everybody, but she doesn't go to school with them daily, you know, so it'll be a different experience, and I'm very excited for that. So thank you for allowing me to speak, and it's an honor to be here. And if there's anything I can do to help, I look forward to doing that. All my relations, aho.
Thank you so much, Josh. I thank you, just tons of gratitude to you. And your contact information is being requested, so hopefully you don't mind that Ms. Canning put it in the chat box. But the information you shared is just, it sounds very exciting. And I know that your program has, you know, adapted with COVID, and you guys have delivered, like, for instance, delivered some of those bead making kits to home. So those students can then join in on the Zoom and have those cultural materials to be following along with the classes. So it's just very exciting, even with the adaptations for COVID. But
Can I add something real quick?
Sure.
I also just want to say, you know, I do deliveries about every other week. We got projects I got to deliver out to families. So we do that a lot. But I also just want to add that we do partner with the other school districts a lot. You know, I kind of left that out. There wasn't any pitches in there, but we do a summer program during the usually about a week in the summer. The last one we had was at the Wilton Rancheria, you know, and they invited all their students, and then Sac City was there, and they were there with all their students, and those are good times too. You know, we took a big field trip up to Lake Tahoe. We all put our money together on the pot, and we rented a bus and had provided lunches, and we went up there and we seen Herman Fillmore with the Washoe tribe, and he took us on a walk around the lake and told us their creation story, how the lake was formed. And you know, when we were out there on the sand and the kids were at the water and we were helping them plant plants out on the beach, we saw a bald eagle flying up in the sky, you know. And for him, it was it's sacred to him. It's just as sacred as it is to us. But for him, he's from the lake. You know, his people are from the mountains. They see that all the time. You know, but for us city people, man, we don't get to see that too much. So that was really cool. You know, but those are experiences we share together throughout the whole city. You know, and those are the experiences I'm talking about sharing with you guys. You know, it'd be great to do that someday. And I also just want to add in too, all of our programs and things that we offer are open to your students too. If your district decides you want to sign an MOU or something with us, then we'll be able to, they can join in on the Zoom classes with us as well, or attend any of our events that we agree on that on. So, you know, I just wanted to add that. I forgot that. Thank you.
Awesome. Awesome, Josh. That's a huge advantage in my opinion. So we will definitely be talking with you and with Alicia Canning about that. I guess I'm gonna speak for our district. Hopefully, I don't mean to overspeak, but I just know that I feel like that's a huge resource. So thank you so much, Josh. And again, your information is in the chat, and then we will be providing more information to families on these amazing resources. Real quick, I do know that we have a question. We have had a very patient participant waiting. would it be, I'm going to go ahead and let her speak, and then we're probably going to wrap things up just to honor everyone's time. But please, Maria, thank you for waiting.
I just, with regards to this, this parent committee that you're going to be forming, I've been involved with DLAC, ELAC, and parent advisory in the past, and I'm just curious how you're going to ensure that you have power and representation when you form this group, because sorry, just one second. At this time, I've been advocating for more parent representation, and what they've done is the parents are represented through whoever shows up for school site council. So that's just my concern with how you'll be represented once you establish, and just making sure that you do have that power once you are established.
Thank you for asking that question. That's actually a really good question. And I think you'll be happy to learn that there is a checks and balances with the parent group. And so, you know, there is a lot of transparency, and there's bylaws that will need to be potentially created and implemented. So it is a process, but I'm hopeful that it's going to be a collaborative process with the families. So please continue to join us, Maria, and take part in the process, because we want your feedback and your input, and potentially to be a candidate on the parent committee. So thank you. And thank you for also, you know, having that careful eye of concern to make sure that there is transparency, because we all know that there's been historical concerns with trust and things like that. So we're aware of that. So so that's understandable. Thank you for mentioning that. Let's see. I want to mention, I put the land acknowledgement slide presentation in the chat in case anyone would like to view that. They can. And is there any other questions right now? Just general questions. Herberto, I know it's about. Oh, can I use?
What I would say is we appreciate your attendance for being here today. Based on the time we had gone a little bit over, we appreciate many of the information that was shared today. We do want to, the reason why, as far as many of you have shared those programs and services that is happening in Elk Grove, we want to bring that and offer that to our families in our community. Many of the knowledge and experiences that all of you have, we want to share that as well. I know that our next scheduled meeting is on December 9th, and then we'll continue on. But we, as Mr. Puente and Twitter has promised, we will share a lot of these resources and schedule events and programs for our families throughout the year as we start this empowerment series and the creation of a Native American education program. We will share these resources that have been shared via the chat, via presentations and surveys. Gather the input, as Ms. Maria Elena and many of you have shared, as far as having an equally process of gaining your input when it comes to what are the cultural and educational needs that we have for Native American students. With that, we want to have Ms. Nia as far as with the closing prayer. Thank you, Ms. Hildebrand, for not forgetting. And with that, we'll be closing this first session of our empowerment series to close it afterwards.
All right, can everybody hear me? Yeah, okay. Creator, Selu, Corn Mother, Lord, however you may call upon her, thank you for allowing us to rise another day, to feel that first breath of fresh air. Thank you, Creator, for opening our eyes to the greatness that you bring before us. We call upon you today. We know you are here. We can feel your blessings. Thank you for allowing us to gather, even if it is virtually. We thank you for the resilience that allows us to navigate these trying times. Daga una'ani, because we know it will rain. Creator, we continue to honor those who have gone and those that are still here. We ask you to continue to watch over us and keep us and our loved ones safe and informed. We are grateful to be able to join in a good way for an amazing reason. Creator, we ask that you keep elders, children, and the in-between safe, everyone here and everyone always safe. Till we meet again. Aho.
Wado, Nia, that was beautiful. Thank you so much.
And with that, we thank you and we thank you for your presence. Wish you a good night.
Thank you all for joining us this evening.